All right, folks, it's time for the Malzberg panel because we know you can't get enough of it. And joining us on the panel is the one and only Grace Marie Turner, president of the Galen Institute, and our friend Kevin Jackson. And Kevin, I've taken to calling you in the vein of Marv Albert, who used to describe Phil Jackson as Phil Action Jackson. Well, Kevin's not here yet, okay? But when he gets here, he will be Kevin Action Jackson, in honor of Marv and Phil. I don't know why, but that's how I want to do it. Anyway, Grace is here. Grace Marie Turner is here. Grace Marie, I know you heard the interview that we just did with Eleanor Clift. I just don't understand, and nobody at the McLaughlin group seemed to go along with that either, how you could say Ambassador Stevens wasn't murdered just because a bad guy didn't go up to him and, like, you know, steal something and shoot him. He was still murdered, wasn't he?
So agree with you, and I was so glad you took her on, Steve. I mean, what is she trying to protect? Why can she not say this was a terrorist attack in which 4 Americans were murdered? And the question is for the panel that the speaker has convened to find out, could they have been saved? But for her to say that that he would have died that way that evening anyway is crazy.
Yeah, and she did say it was a terrorist attack, which is the strange
Yes.
part. Kevin, welcome aboard. I've told the
thanks.
folks that from now on I refer to you as Kevin Action Jackson because that's how Marv Albert used to describe Phil Jackson when he played for the Knicks all those years ago. But we just had Eleanor Clift on, and I don't know if you saw it or not, but she said this on the McLaughlin group, and then she doubled down here, claiming that Ambassador Stevens was not murdered in Benghazi, even though it was a terrorist attack, because he died of smoke inhalation.
Yeah, well, last time I checked, dead is dead. You know, if there's an attack and you die in smoke inhalation, or you've been drugged through the streets in the way that we all pretty much believe it really happened, he's still dead. He was dead during an attack that everybody should have been on guard for. The way the left is trying to split hairs on this and essentially circle the wagons around Hillary is, quite frankly, frightening for the American public, because what it says is that if you're an administration official and you've done something wrong, you shouldn't just admit, hey, look, I did something wrong. It's a horrible thing that these people died, particularly these Navy SEALs that were there without any protection, any backup, etc. But for the administration to not understand that, just to come to the American people and say, guys, look, we screwed up, we should have handled things differently, this would all be done. It would have been squashed literally the moment it happened. But instead, we've got all this cover up, the hidden emails, and then they want to claim that, no, you guys are overreacting.
Yeah, well, that's right, Grace Marie.
And Charles Krauthammer's right. He calls it a cover-up of a cover-up. They cannot admit the truth that the American people know happened that night, to September the 11th of 2012 in Benghazi. If they would come clean, tell the truth, then it would calm down the pressure. The fact that they're not telling us what happened, that they know what happened, could the Americans have been saved, is making it so much worse, and that's what's going to come out in these hearings this summer.
Yeah,
Well,
absolutely. All right, now
I don't even know that I'm not to interrupt here, but I don't even know that they could have done anything to save these guys. But I think what bothers the American people and us on the left, because we do have a tendency to be a bit sanctimonious, but I think in this particular case, you're saying to yourself, government, if you won't protect people that you've appointed in a position of Chris Stevens, Navy SEALs, people who are put in harm's way, what does it mean to the little guy? And I think that's the bigger picture.
That's right.
Absolutely, absolutely. Let's move on to Karl Rove's comments earlier today after he said that he didn't say what he was accused of saying. He was on some kind of panel or dais. There's no video apparently of it. And the headline this morning was Karl Rove said Hillary Clinton has brain damage. And then Karl Rove, we played the soundbite earlier, walked it back on Fox and said, no. What I said was, and then he documented Hillary's medical history as it related to her falling, the subsequent blood clot between the brain and the skull, and saying that her health records and her age and her well-being will be up for debate and a matter of importance if she decides to run. And I know, I'm sure that's something, Grace Marie, you agree with.
Absolutely, and isn't it interesting, Steve, how Hillary keeps being the center of these discussions? Clearly, people are really scrutinizing her potential if she were to run for president, but the fact that she did have this serious health problem is something the American people want to know about. She is going to be, I think she'd be 69 at the time if she were elected. And that's, people want to know, how is your health? Well, if she's got significant health problems, that needs to be part of the record. We do get physicals. We didn't get full records, actually, on President Obama before he ran. And I would hope, though, that the American people would be able to know what really happened. Was it really a virus? Was it really a fall? Why did she wear those glasses? What damage may there have been? Really important to find out the details.
Kevin?
Hillary does need a brain check. She's a liberal. All liberals need their brains examined. But, I mean, come on. His Rose slept at a Holiday Inn Express. Is he now suddenly a doctor? If you want to challenge Hillary, you don't need to challenge her health. You can challenge her on policy. Hillary's policy quite frankly, it's Obama light, if there is such a thing. And Hillary's going to have her hands full with the existing Clinton scandals, with Hillary's, quite frankly, dismal record in terms of being a senator. I've chronicled many times what Hillary did as a senator, and it's actually laughable. As Secretary of State, don't dare compare her record to Condoleezza Rice, because you'll literally laugh at what they try to pass off as America's next great president. And of course, they're going to make it historic.
Kevin, I don't know you can call her Obama light. I mean, I was around when Hillary Care was being debated, and that was much more aggressive and much more of even more of a government takeover than Obamacare. So she's got a clear agenda that actually could even be to the left of Obama if she had got a full reign to be able to implement that.
All right, folks, when we come back, Grace Marie. Go ahead, Kevin. Go ahead.
I was just going to say real quickly that we did showed a video of Obama and Hillary arguing during the debate, and essentially what Obama did with Obamacare was essentially Hillary Care. So to your point, Grace Marie, she may very well be scarier than Obama. To me, they're both pretty scary.
All right, we're coming back, and I want to talk about something that's pretty scary. Thousands of convicted criminals freed while awaiting deportation. That and more as Grace Marie Turner and Kevin Jackson rejoin us right after this on the Steve Malzberg Show.